Imagine borrowing $300 today and owing $1,000 by next month. Sounds insane, right? Yep, that's exactly how payday loan traps people into the vicious cycle of debt. And the worst part, the lenders don't want you to escape. Today, I'll break down how they work, why they are so dangerous, and most importantly, better alternatives that wouldn't leave you drowning in debt. Hey everyone, my name is Bisola Wiz Queen. I create content on finance, business, and travel. And sometimes I like to get into societal issue as it relates to money. So today we are talking about this new disaster, this crazy disaster. It's actually not new, it's been existing for years. But these days they found a fancy way and a very manipulative way to get into people, which is through social media. And this is called payday loans. If you've never heard of it before, just as the name implies, payday loan is a short-term loan with high fees. It's an expensive way to borrow money. Even the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada warns people against payday loans because it's like getting money from loan sharks. And why is it so? You pay ridiculous amount of interest, from 400 and sometimes up to 800% in interest rate. And these days, no thanks to social media, people are now getting into more and more predatory loans like payday loans. They now have different names. You go on TikTok, you see people telling you about the loans that they got into. You see people even openly promoting it. Even these loan apps have now become a nightmare.
You have a 2-year-old to take care of. Why are we taking out a payday loan at 260.37% interest rate?
Is that what that is?
You don't even know? Why'd you borrow $80 at 260%?
I really don't.
$80. What do you mean you don't know?
So how does it actually work? You borrow a small amount of money, usually from $100 to $1,500. There is usually a maximum amount that is allowed for them to borrow you, because it's very easy for you to get into this vicious cycle of debt that you're never getting out of. So they have a range between $100 to $1,500, very small amount of money, and they usually would not require a credit check. Even sweeter, because some people that most likely would get this loan, they probably don't have good credit. So what do? They go to payday loan for support, and these lenders would give you instant approval, quote unquote, without a credit check. So now you are able to raise from $100 to $1,500. You don't need a credit score, you are approved instantly. These three things are the key features of this predatory loan, because this is exactly what a lot of people are looking for. Now this brings me to the repayment terms. They usually expect for you to repay this loan within 14 days, because the idea of this payday loan, if you hear the name correctly and you think about it, is payday. So that you're waiting for your payday, your next paycheck. So the idea is you are getting this loan against in advance for your next paycheck. So let's say, for example, you have to pay your rent by Monday and you don't have the full money with you, but you get paid on Friday. So what do you have to do to make up to pay that rent on Monday? You can go to payday loan to get a quick fix or a quick amount of money, $400, $500, to balance up your amounts that you have to pay your rent on Monday, in anticipation that you get your paycheck by Friday to pay back that amount of money. Sounds easy, right? Yeah, I agree with you, until you actually don't have the money to pay it in full. Because guess what? People that get those loans already have some kind of loans before, or they get more and more payday loans to pay off the previous ones that they got. So now they get into this debt cycle that they can never get out of. So the next paycheck comes on Friday, they pay off this one that they just got, but they have some fees as well. That's also brings me to the next thing. These payday loans, once they approve you, not only are they charging you ridiculous interest rates, they also come with crazy fees. If you miss a payment, you pay fees. If you pay late, you pay fees. Just for you even borrowing as well, there's a fee for you to request that loan, and this would range from $15 to $25 lending fee. And next is interest, which could go from 400 to 800%. Then next, you will have all of these fees for late payments, missed payments, and all. Before we proceed with the rest of the video, I wanted to share something with you real quick. As a full-time content creator and being self-employed, this means I have no access to corporate work benefits, and it's up to me to protect my health and my finances. And as we all know, life loves surprises. And with the rising cost of healthcare in Canada, I do not want to take chances. For most people, finding the right insurance can be very difficult, long, and as well very stressful. Gone are the days when you have to go in person to apply for insurance or continuously call multiple agents to find the right insurance. Because guess what? I've done the work for you. With PolicyMe, getting insurance protection has become a whole lot easier. PolicyMe provides Canadians with easy and affordable life, critical illness, health, and dental insurance coverage whenever you need it. In just under 20 minutes, you can apply for life insurance online, and it's even quicker for health and dental insurance. Super seamless and faster than you can imagine. So if you're a content creator like me, a business owner, or you're a freelancer, or you're just seeking to get more protection, I highly recommend you check out PolicyMe. In just a few minutes, you can easily get a quote online and apply for your insurance. So I'll be leaving the link to request a quote with PolicyMe down in the description. So go ahead and get a quote now. Now let's get back to the rest of the video. Now the strategy behind this is they don't actually tell you the interest you are paying. That is what they do. Instead, they charge you by flat amount of money. So they tell you if you borrow $300, you pay back $75 in interest, which is going to now be a total of $375, and you have to pay back in 14 days. That will sound like, not too bad. I can easily get by with that. Then after 14 days, you're not able to pay back, and they tell you, okay, no problem. Maybe just pay the interest today, and we're going to extend the date for you by another 14 days. Then before you know it, you're now going to be owing $450, because guess what? They are going to be charging you interest on top of the principal amount as well as the interest for the original time, and this will continue to roll over and increase to this crazy amount of money that you cannot even understand.
Payday loan solution can leave consumers, buried even deeper in debt than, when they started.
He tells me another way scammers try to go after people is by collecting their bank accounts or social security numbers, claiming they need it for the loan.
Someone's posing as a payday loan company and saying, oh, in order to release this loan to you, we've got to have X amount of money up front. And the way that they want that money is in a form of payment that's not able to be recouped. So like a gift card or, payment through Venmo.
According to Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, over 80% of people that take payday loans don't pay back in 2 weeks. What does that tell you? 8 in 10 people actually don't pay back in full. So what this means is you now get into this debt cycle, and it starts to spiral and go from there and increase. Before you know it, you have several countless payday loans to pay off. You could end up paying 3 to 5 times of the original loan amount just in fees. Can you imagine how ridiculous that is?
If you had told me 2 years ago that I would be stuck in a payday loan cycle hell, I would have rolled my eyes at you. And that's honestly why I've never said it out loud until just now. Like when I told you on my last video that this is a roller coaster of emotions, it's me literally coming to terms with my situation. And the payday loans were to cover up spending too much money at the casino. I don't go to the casino anymore. If you are looking at taking out these types of loans, I am begging you, please don't do it. It is such a living nightmare to get out of this cycle. I just finally had to make a decision and be like, I'm going to pay these off. It should be illegal what they do to people.
Payday loan might seem like a quick fix, but in reality, the average payday loan charges from 400 to 800% and even as high as $1,000 sometimes. Statistics even shows that over 40% of payday loan borrowers take up additional loans to cover the old ones, and they end up having 8, 6, 10 different kind of payday loans that they would never get out of. And the sad reality is these loan sharks, these lenders, they make billions of dollars every single day from keeping people stuck in this cycle of borrowing. The shocking truth is this isn't borrowing money. It is a trap. There are smarter ways to get emergencies without getting into this financial nightmare. And I know a lot of times people need this money for emergency purposes. Things like rent, they need to pay for feeding, they need to buy groceries, they sometimes need to pay their utilities, their car loan, all of these things that are very important that they have to pay. And it's usually very decent amount of money that they need, and they resort to fall into these payday loans, and it continues and goes from there and becomes a nightmare for them that they almost can never get out of. And what saddens me the most is that they have now transitioned from just having a shop on the roadside to actually building loan apps and paying influencers, content creators to promote them on social media. Now you go on TikTok, you see someone saying you can easily get $1,000 without a credit score and you are approved instantly. You will see this video several times on TikTok. If you don't believe me, just go on TikTok and search for Payday app or loan apps, and you will see a lot of influencers, content creators promoting these apps shamelessly because they are getting paid. But what they don't tell you is it's a payday loan where you are charged ridiculous amount of money in interest. And you know, on apps like TikToks, we have mostly the younger generations active on there. High school students, college students, really young people. These are the people that are very active on there.
This company is giving out loans, okay, for up to $2,000. Even though I say up to $2,000, we know they range from anywhere between $500 to $12,000. The reason why I keep telling y'all about the $2,000 one is because that is the one people are most commonly approved for. The application process is super easy, super quick, and they fund your account the same day you get approved.
According to a survey done by CNBC, results shows that over 40% of college students aged from 18 to 21 have contemplated taking payday loans. Can you imagine if from such a very young age, 18 to 21, you're already thinking about taking payday loan? When will you ever get out of it? When? Probably never.
I went on a vacation I probably shouldn't have went on. And that's when a payday loan came in.
No.
Yes.
What vacation?
I'm Caribbean, so we have carnival in our island, and it was my best friend's birthday. And I have a thing with not showing up for people. I did take it out. I knew before I couldn't afford the trip, but I just did it.
So, wait, are you telling me, did we take out the payday loan alone just for that? Just to go to the Caribbean?
Yes.
$795 interest rate. That is insanity. That is insanity. And to be very clear, I'm not angry at you. I'm just like, that loan, I'm just like,
I know.
so we borrowed $1,100. What do we pay back total in the end? $5,783.40. This is so much.
Yeah.
I also saw this video of someone that took payday loan to go on vacation just because she didn't want to disappoint her friends. This is also something that people need to be very, very mindful of. If you're really young, there's no reason why you should be taking such ridiculous predatory loan just because you want to live life, or you want to impress people on the internet, or you want to show off in school. There's no reason why you should be taking this crazy loan to impress people around you or your friends. If you're not able to raise the money out of pocket to go on a trip with them, just let them know. If they are really your friend, they would accept and understand your situation, or maybe pay for you if they can. This debt cycle has gotten ridiculous and is only going to get worse if care is not taken. And that is why I'm not going to just leave you here with all this information, but I'll also tell you ways and the best alternative just in case you truly need that quick cash for emergency. Before resorting to payday loans, there are some alternatives you want to make sure you explore first. The first thing is for you to consider reaching out to friends and family to see if you can get quick loan or quick support from them to cover maybe your rent, your feeding, and all those things that could possibly lead you to getting payday loans. The next is for you to consider if you have a bank or a credit union, you can reach out to them to see if you can get a line of credit. I would recommend a credit union because they are not for profit and their loans are usually really, really cheap, sometimes as low as 4%, and they usually offer emergency loans as well. Next is for you to consider reaching out to your employer to see if they can give you an advance salary and take it out from your next paycheck. This is extremely rare, but it's definitely possible depending on the kind of company you work with, and sometimes they will even offer you these loans without fees, which is way better than getting any kind of loan from anywhere else. Next is taking cash advance from your credit card. This is not something that I recommend at all. However, if you get to the point where you need quick cash for emergency purposes, you can withdraw cash using your ATM card or your credit card. Just go over to any ATM machine. You can easily withdraw cash using your credit card. They will charge you cash advance fee, and of course the interest on your credit card would remain as well. However, the 22% that your credit card is likely to charge you plus the cash advance fee is nowhere near the 400% that you could be paying from payday loans. Next is for you to consider using buy now pay later services, because I also do not encourage using BNPLs, but sometimes they can come handy. So don't use it for non-essentials like makeup, clothing, and all that stuff. No, just make sure you're using for essentials only. So companies like Walmart, they allow you to buy stuff, maybe groceries and food using buy now pay later. There are some other apps that you can download as well that would allow you to buy groceries and stuff using BNPL. With buy now pay later services, they are typically 0% interest and you are able to pay in 4 installments over typically like 6 weeks. So I would say this is also a better alternative compared to getting payday loans. Last but not the least, which is actually the first thing you should do, is to think about what exactly you need that money for. If you need it for things like groceries or food or utilities, you can consider reaching out to communities around you, churches, to see if they have like packages that they can give you food or grocery items. Or you can also get government assisted programs to help you cover or front load the cost for some of your emergency fees. Some government program offers low income assistance or hardship grants that you can get without even having to pay back, and this would help you cover for that need in the moment. So these are some things you possibly want to explore before resorting to payday loans. And if we're being honest, the reason why people resort to these predatory loans is mostly because they never prepared for emergencies. It's time for you to start thinking about saving up for emergencies, which is typically 3 to 6 months of your monthly living expense. If you already feel like you live paycheck to paycheck and you don't have extra money to spare, you can consider taking up side hustles, side gigs, or maybe freelance to make extra money here and there so that you can start saving and building up your emergency funds. And you would not need to resort to this kind of predatory loans to take care of emergency situation or pay your rent or take care of your needs. And if at all you still find that all of these things are not enough, maybe your lifestyle or your cost of living is more than the income you actually earn and you need to reevaluate that. I'm curious to hear from you. Have you ever used payday loans or know anyone who has? What was your experience or their experience? And what is your overall thoughts on this topic? Leave a comment below. I'd like to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do learn something from it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have other ideas or other things to share, leave them in the comments and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.